We have been married since 2018. We have been together since 2014.
Cheri Yeager is a wife and mother.
I have 2. Cheri has 4.
Her life is packed with love and grandbabies.
Being a Mimi is the best.
And she doesn't take a single second of it for granted.
So grateful and thankful to be here. I guess that's what makes the fight so hard.
It's one day at a time.
I'm feeling pretty good today. It's been a rough road.
That began in late 2023.
I started having pain in my back. I had gone to the doctors a few times and they just brushed everything off as that it was stress.
Or maybe a strained muscle. But weeks later, she was back at the ER.
Third time I went in, they did a CT scan. He comes back and he goes, "I'm sorry to tell you, but you have bone cancer." And we're both like, what? How did it go from I had a pulled muscle to bone cancer?
She broke the news to family. Her daughter started working the phones to get her care on the west side.
Fred Hutch is part of UW. So she called to make sure our insurance took UW. So I ended up, which they did, we were in network. And that way anything cancer they could handle right there.
Her arrival to the ER.
Excruciating pain. I mean, we're talking like a 10 out of a 10.
Was a blur as their doctors worked to figure out what was going on in Cheri's body and how to ease her suffering.
The problem with getting a biopsy out of my spine is that it was fractured and they were worrying about it collapsing. So they came to us with a vertebrae chiroplasty. They put 2 prongs in through my spine to hold it, and they put cement around it so that spine doesn't collapse. And then they were able to safely pull the biopsy.
That helped with her pain, and finally, they had some answers.
But they're going through the diagnostic of, finding out what kind of cancer this is, what are they dealing with. So they get me into treatment, they find out that it's breast cancer.
So it wasn't bone cancer?
No, it's not bone cancer, it's breast cancer that had turned into metastatic cancer in my spine.
Aggressive treatment followed.
So during this time we start getting bills and we're like, what is this? They're not covering it. They're covering everything but the chiroplasty and the emergency room visit.
She filled out paperwork to appeal the denial for that procedure with her insurance. She was again denied.
The first time they sent it to a nurse to overgo it. So that has nothing to do with oncology. Not going to cover it because it's not in our contract.
Her medical team wrote this letter to try to help, but more denials followed. Cheri says the final one had a new reason.
So we get to the final review and he says, yes, this is reasonable and this was medically necessary, but you didn't have it done at Virginia Mason, so we're not going to cover it.
Cheri left battling for both her life and everything she had spent it working toward.
The lowest payment they would take was like $2,800 a month. We started getting the deals that, we're going to turn you into collections and this and that. And well, we don't want to lose our home or, our what we have. So we went in and took out a second mortgage.
It's been months since Cheri first waged her war against cancer.
The last few scans I've had, I'm NED, so there's no evidence of disease. So my treatments are working. There's just a lot of stress with treatment.
If only that was all.
It's just not right. People should not have to fight for their lives and fight to have things covered. When you've already bought your insurance, you pay it every month.
I've been working on this story for weeks, first interviewing her back in mid-September, and finally some good news. Cheri says her doctors have been doing whatever they could to try to help, even relaying to the finance department that she was sharing her story. Amazingly, she has received 2 separate letters from the hospital's patient account and support services, one saying she would be reimbursed for overpayment, and another one in late October saying after reviewing her account, a hardship assistance allowance would help her cover more than $25 grand. Once the check's clear, she can pay back that second mortgage. And even with this incredible update, Cheri still wanted to share her story and her fight to just maybe prompt some change. Hayley Gunther, NonStop Local.